Don't hold anything back, whether it comes to their clothes or their effort on the floor. Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And we're pleased to have on the sidelines tonight, David Aldridge. DA, it's all yours.
Thank you very much. Now the calls to shorten the NBA season continue. One NBA president has even suggested a 58-game schedule. And for the playoffs, one and done. He says there's a reason people tune into every football game. The college tournament in 63 games gets more TV money than we do in our entire regular season. The more drama, the more TV ratings, the more money. Kevin?
What's not to like? Everything makes sense. Rest the players, more practice time, and all the things you just talked about. Maybe, DA, less is more. And thanks for the report. And the starting lineup for the Timberwolves. Sliding in at the wing, it'll be Edwards and McDaniels. Rudy Gobert is out there with Kyle Anderson. And it's Russell in at the point guard. And for the Rockets, Porter Jr. is the point with Green on the wing. The post pairing forms Smith along with Şengün. And it's Gordon in at the 3 slot. GA, the Houston Rockets coming off back-to-back losing seasons, and that has been tough for that franchise and for the city.
And Kevin, no doubt it affects the team's morale. It's hard to find the positives and see the road ahead, but listen, you got to stay strong and focus on just getting better every day.
Now here's Green. Porter inside. He's guarded by Russell. And it's Green missing. And it's Anderson with the ball for the Timberwolves. Last time they met was in Minnesota.
And they got the better of this matchup last time with their defensive pressure and the ability to force turnovers.
Yeah, I thought the giveaways were a tremendous factor. They were taking some chances on D, jumping in the passing lanes, that sort of thing, and it really paid off for them.
Now Gordon, after Jalen Green's three-pointer that didn't go. Now, here's McDaniels, defended by Gordon. McDaniels passes to Edwards. Russell feeling it out a bit, like at 6. That's tipped. And here's Smith. He's definitely a factor in their offense, averaging 12 points a game. Out of bounds, Minnesota takes possession.
And one of the biggest stories of the summer was Rudy Gobert being traded. Gets a fresh start with the Timberwolves.
1:44 left in the first. Anderson with the screen for Edwards. Pass to McDaniels. Shot clock at 6. Into the lane. It's deflected, and that's out of bounds. Minnesota will retain possession. So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. They get it back. Russell against Porter. Russell passes to Gobert. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Well, Rudy Gobert securing the board and making sure to convert.
Green against Edwards. A floater. And it's Green missing.
Boy, this guy is a good finisher, so he misses a chippy. That's tough to take.
Down low. And slam dunk by Gobert.
Absolute power from Rudy Gobert. Terrific, out-muscling the defense.
And there's a record Rudy Gobert set without much fanfare a few years ago. Most dunks in an NBA season.
That's exactly right, GA. That was back in the 2018-19 season. He threw it down 306 times. Certainly makes sense for a guy who's got that kind of length, athleticism, and the guy who spends so much time right around the cup.
Gobert, no good on that free throw. The Timberwolves secured a spot in the playoffs last season, Greg, and we enjoyed it after they got that emotional win in the play-in game in the Twin Cities over the Clippers. What a night.
And Kevin, you could tell it meant a lot to the players. This is a team that has struggled for so long, and by getting to the playoffs, this is a step in the right direction.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And the assets traded by the Wolves for Rudy Gobert surprised a lot of people. In essence, 5 first-round picks, 3 of them unprotected. They'd better hope this thing works out. A lot riding on it.
And so he hits both.
Boy, this hurts to have to bring up, but I was there for the Rockets title-winning days back in '94 when I was with the Knicks. I saw Houston in the finals firsthand.
Now here's Rivers. His last outing with 20 points. 6 to shoot. This is his first free throw of the game.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
The free throw drops for Rivers. And he makes both free throws. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. Here's Christopher. Driving to the basket.
Gobert is as intense a defender as you're going to find in the NBA, and he refuses to give up anything easy.
And that does it for the first quarter. The Timberwolves on top. They're up by 4. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break. For those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And guys, what's your take so far on the Timberwolves?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Greg's Father Time is undefeated, and every player has to make the decision when it's time to retire. How big a factor was age for you?
Well, you don't want to leave anything on the table, but your body will tell you when it's time. I know that was the case for me.
On the court for Minnesota. Backcourt guards are Russell and Edwards. Anderson is out there with McDaniels, and it's Reed in at the 5.
Oh, not even thinking about it. When Green is catching and firing like that, you know he's feeling it.
Reed gets the bucket.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket?
And how about the impact Anthony Edwards has had?
This guy's a real game changer on the floor. Scores it at a high clip, can play big inside and play big outside. Does everything on the floor with a passion, with a joy, and with a flair.
Now here's Anderson. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. And that one is hammered home.
That is a product of pure effort, guys.
I agree, and that's nothing new coming from him, GA. He loves going to work on the rebounding, going to work on the board.
What about the decisive finish? Great timing, tremendous force.
Here's Green, following the bucket by the Timberwolves. 5 to shoot. That's a 2 from Smith, and the call will be against Jabari Smith. That's his first foul.
Yeah, really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Last outing for the Rockets, it was a loss to Portland. 1:27 left to play here in the second quarter. The kick out to Anderson. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Anderson's got the lead up to 8 now for the Timberwolves.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, thank you very much. The Rockets are in a full rebuild, and they have a young roster which is taking its lumps. But Coach Stephen Silas says we very rarely give up. This team has a lot of fight, character, and grit, and we are learning. Kevin, it's a long process, but it's worth doing.
Yep, no shortcuts, David, but the journey is the reward. They're building from the ground up. It's fun to watch, and we thank you for that story. Looking at who's out there now for the Rockets. Tate, he's checked in for Smith, and it's Josh Christopher in for Kevin Porter. Now here's Prince. They lead by 8. That's the biggest of the game. And Gobert throws it down.
So long, so athletic. Rudy Gobert with a big-time dunk.
Nice angle on that replay with the AT&T 5G Slam Cam. Houston's gone 1 of 2 on three-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Gordon, the pass to Tate to end the run. The Rockets with another miss.
Cannot believe he missed that one. Ooh, I'm sure he can't either.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Rivers sets the pick for Prince. A 3. And they'll get another chance. Here's Rivers. Goes back up. Fernando pulls it in. Stolen by Anderson. And so it's Minnesota going into the break with a 10-point lead. They've been playing some ferocious defense. And we'll be right back after this.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
And that game against the Bulls, this one should be very informative. We'll just see how even these teams are. The rankings might not tell the whole story.
Projections mean nothing to me.
Let's turn our attention to that first half, which left a big deficit on the board for the Rockets.
Well, the effort hasn't been there in terms of rebounding the ball. They're getting outworked in that part of the game. But you got to be more physical to turn this thing around. I don't know if they have the personnel to do that, though.
Thanks for joining us. Now let's toss it to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And if you're just joining us in this one, first half is in the books. 1 half to go. Rudy Gobert with a strong contribution so far in this one.
In those first 2 quarters, he was pretty much an automatic bucket getter if he got it down low on the block.
Well, you can see why they would continue to play through him. He was tough to stop, super assertive down low. Just great work.
And for those of you just tuning in, thanks for being with us. The second half of this game still to play. And here's Edwards. He'll bring it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They'll be playing host to Chicago for their next game. That's the first game in a string of 3 straight at home. The post pairing forms Smith along with Şengün. Porter Jr. is the point with Green on the wing. And it's Gordon in at the 3. That's the group starting the second half for Stephen Silas.
A shooter of Smith's skill can be dangerous, but defenses will only get better as the season progresses.
Now, here is Russell. No points in the game yet for him. Knocks down the three ball.
Unwilling to let up even for a moment. That's his killer instinct, just fanning the flames.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
And with that lightning first step of Jalen Green, very few defenders have a chance of keeping him in front.
And Greg, one thing about that blinding speed of Green, he's got to make his reads faster as well.
I think the game is slowing down for him, though, Kevin, and that and speeding up his shot release will make him even tougher to deal with.
And he can't get the first one.
And once the G League took it to another level, Green skipped college, became the #2 overall pick of the draft, and that's really changed the landscape.
And he's good on the second.
And last year, Minnesota had a tough end to their season. In their 10th playoff appearance, they made their 9th first-round exit.
Now here's Gobert. He has 6. And there's the call on Kevin Porter. That's his first foul. Martin, he's checked in for the Rockets. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Gobert with a screen on Smith.
2 minutes.
And slam dunk by Gobert.
How quickly does Rudy Gobert move off the screen? His mobility makes him a tough cover in the pick and roll.
I don't think the Timberwolves, Greg, plan on letting their playoff statistics discourage them at all.
And that's kind of the beauty of this squad. They're out to make new franchise history, not focusing on the past. Just keep evolving as a team.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. Now, Jalen Green is on a mission. He says, every time I step on the floor, I always have something to prove to who's ever in those stands. A lot of people will hate on me or have their opinions. I'm just going to think about that when I step on the floor. I'm going to prove everybody wrong. Kevin?
That's a great chip to keep on his shoulder. David, thanks. Now, here's Anderson. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 7.5 points a game. For 3, Edwards. Rebound by Smith. Rockets trail by 12. Pass to Green. 46 seconds left in the third. Knocked loose. Just 5 on the clock. Out to Smith. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
And guys, that is lockdown defense at its finest, going right at the shot and then able to knock it away.
The Rockets again can't hit.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
Russell passes to McDaniels. Smith against Anderson. To the middle. It's tipped. Porter with it. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Smith sets the pick for Porter. And here's Green outside. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Timberwolves lead by 12. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the fourth quarter. And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Houston Rockets. Down by 12. And a look at the 5 for the Timberwolves to start the 4th. They've got Taurean Prince. Also, Rudy Gobert out there. Rivers out there with Edwards. And it's Noel in at the shooting guard position.
Now flying high and throwing it down with the one-hand.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys. Now here's Gobert. Edwards looking it over. Lays it up and banks it in. Edwards got the lead up to 12 now for the Timberwolves.
Boy, that defense must be better. Anthony Edwards getting it done on the interior.
Oh, what an impressive dribble drive. That replay brought to you by Mobile One.
He's doing everything he can to put this game to bed, and great score there to help his team.
Here's Gordon. Fades and shoots. The rebound by Prince. About a minute played here in the 4th quarter. Jacks up a 3. Sinks the triple. Prince has got himself on the board with 3 there.
Well, just tremendous instincts from Prince. Feeling the defense, getting loose, getting into his catch-and-shoot game. Nicely done.
Christopher, the pass to Tate. Puts the move on. And a missed layup.
I'll tell you, most of the time this guy's going to finish that. But that was tremendous defense that prohibits him from completing the play.
The pass to Prince. Six on the shot clock. A 3 ball. They get the rebound. And Gobert kicks to Rivers. Prince outside. Noel passes to Edwards. Gobert down low. And at last they get one to fall. And the Timberwolves lead by 17. Now a timeout called by Houston. They're trailing by 17. 1:10 left in the 4th quarter. Bruno Fernando's checked in for Jayshawn Tate. And it's Matthews in for Eric Gordon. Naz Reid, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. Bryn Forbes comes in for Edwards. Matthews up top. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Here's Christopher. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And so much great talent coming into the league, Greg, every year. That 2021 draft class, in particular, looks very strong.
Absolutely. Anytime you've got just a couple potential stars, but from the looks of it, upwards of 5, you know it's been a special draft.
The first free throw is good. that one falls, so he hits both of them. Minnesota leading by 15.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for Minnesota.
Not only did they shoot the ball better, but they had more assists.
Yeah, I thought the passing in terms of finding the open man gave them the higher percentage shots. The ball movement was key for the win.
And so this will mark the 15th win of the year for them. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Rudy Gobert.
What you love about his performance is that he is simply taking what the defense allows and then making the most of his opportunities.
The Rockets making a switch here. Martin's checked in. And that one falls for Reed. And so here is Houston. It's an 18-point game. Here's Christopher. Reed with the block. Here's Noel. He dishes it to Prince. We've got 22 seconds left in the game.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
Well, just terrific teamwork. Each guy doing his part. You love what you're seeing from them tonight.
Here's Christopher. Makes it off the glass.
This guy is a pick-your-poison kind of player. Very hard defensively to cover all your bases with him.
So it's Minnesota winning this one easy. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean, Kevin, just a masterful performance all the way around.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in as we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Rudy Gobert.